The first Five Nights at Freddy's was a huge hit for Scott Cawthon, taking him from complete obscurity to being known worldwide just from the release of FNAF. And to be honest, it's no surprise that this was the game that took the internet by storm, because I believe it is absolutely perfect at creating a terrifying and unsettling environment to scare the life out of newcomers who had absolutely no idea what to expect. This game pioneered the mascot horror genre and stemmed so many different fan games that still to this day release on a consistent basis. FNAF has changed the gaming community on YouTube forever. So many creators such as 8-Bit Ryan, Dorko, Baz and Razbowski all got known from their FNAF videos and theories, and this all happened because of this first Five Nights at Freddy's game. So in this video, we're going to be talking about why FNAF 1 is so perfect and changed YouTube forever. To start off with, the environment and the setting of FNAF 1 is within a Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria, and you're working the night shift and are tasked to check the cameras to make sure no one breaks in and tries to steal anything. Seems simple enough, right? Well, it turns out that the location has 4 animatronic mascots that will perform for the children during the daytime, but during the night you're told by the phone guy that they tend to wander around and may even attempt to get into your office. This doesn't sound too bad until you're told that they probably won't see you as a human, but instead as an endoskeleton that is missing its suit. So they will try to stuff you into a Freddy suit, which will in turn kill you due to the many hazardous things inside. So what you thought was just going to be a chill night shift at Freddy's has now turned into a fight for survival against killer animatronics. I know it may seem that I'm pointing out the obvious by telling you all this stuff, but try to remember that this was unheard of when it was originally released all the way back in 2014. I'm having a moment here. Jesus, it's almost been 10 years since the first Five Nights at Freddy's release. This is mental. I feel old, and I am by no means old, but I feel like an old man right now. What the hell? So the fact that this was the first of its kind to come out with this kind of style of game, it was a truly terrifying piece of information to be dropped on you out of absolutely nowhere to find out that you are now in a fight for survival. So this setting is really disturbing, and it's amplified even more by the atmosphere, which I'll talk about now. The atmosphere of this game is absolutely top tier, from the loud sound of your office fan to the droning sounds in the background. It just sets up an unsettling and uncomfortable environment for the player. Along with this, there are so many sound effects that can be heard during the night that amplify this creepy environment to the next level, as they are purely done just to make the player panic, when in reality they don't actually signify anything. Examples of this are the carousel music that can randomly play, on-screen hallucinations of the animatronic masks along with the text "It's me," and Foxy singing from Pirate's Cove. These really do make you worry and panic, as you have absolutely no idea what is going on and why these sounds are happening, as you have been trained to listen to these sound cues to obtain information such as hearing footsteps or Freddy's laugh to signify that they are moving. But the only purpose of these other sounds are to throw you off guard and cause you to make a wrong move that will lead to your death. This is expertly done by Scott, and really sets the mood for this eerie rundown pizzeria where you have to fight for your life to survive. Now I think it's time that we move on to the gameplay. So to survive against the killer animatronics, you need to keep an eye on them on the cameras, and when they appear outside your office, you need to close your door to stop them getting in. However, doing anything, whether it be checking the cameras, using the lights, or closing the doors, drains your overall power meter, and if it reaches 0, the building's power will shut down, likely leading to your death unless you are extremely lucky near the end of 5 AM. So you need to conserve as much power as possible. Chica and Foxy attack down the left hallway, and Bonnie and Freddy attack down the right hallway. However, Freddy and Foxy work a bit differently than the others. Foxy will start in Pirate's Cove and go through 3 different phases: peeking, about to run, and running. When Foxy has left Pirate's Cove, you will need to close your left door quickly to stop him getting in. The more often you check Pirate's Cove on the cameras, the slower Foxy will go through these phases. Freddy works similar to Foxy in the sense that the more that you look at him on the cameras, the slower he'll move, but instead of running down the hallway, he'll slowly move closer and closer to your office. But when he arrives at the right side of your office, he won't be visible when you check the light, and is only visible through the right cam outside your office. Once Freddy is in this position, he will not move away from it, and will stay there until you die or the night ends. For me personally, I find that as much as FNAF 1 is scary, it's also quite the challenge, and has always made me feel extremely claustrophobic, as I want to check the cameras to see what is going on in my surroundings, but can only do that to a minimal level in the later nights, as every percent of power is extremely precious to the player, and could be the difference between life and death. This game truly has some S-tier gameplay and ambience that is set up to be universally terrifying for newcomers and veterans alike. Dorco interviewed Scott Cawthon in a video a good few years ago now, and even Scott said that this game was like lightning in a bottle, the way everything just came together and blew up, and I completely agree because this game is just perfect and will always be loved by so many people. On the same topic of FNAF, I also want to talk about the animatronic designs for this game because they are just truly iconic. I feel like they really do just set the standard of being uncanny, but there's nothing necessarily actually outstandingly scary about them. There's nothing inherently wrong with the way that they look, but it is just sets a really weird and eerie sort of feel towards them, as you know that these animatronics are coming to hunt you down, and it just makes you see them in a completely different light. I mean, I don't know if I'm alone in feeling this, I'm sure I'm not, but the uncanny feeling you get from seeing these animatronics outside your door and everything is just absolutely amazing, and they are iconic, truly iconic. And speaking on the topic of FNAF 1, I also want to briefly mention FNAF Plus, which is hopefully coming out sometime this year, maybe not, which is being released by Fiznom, and it looks absolutely amazing and is looking to remake and remaster the original Five Nights at Freddy's experience and make it even darker than the first game already was. And something that I've actually am surprised to see that it is actually quite a controversial sort of topic is the animatronic designs for this game. I personally think they look absolutely amazing and I love them so much. I think they just look so, they take that uncanny feeling to the next level and just make them so disturbing. And I guess I can understand the perspective that some people may take where they think that it's too obviously creepy to the point where it wouldn't make any sense why they would exist in the real world because they actually are mascots of a pizzeria. But I think that I don't care. I know that Phil has said that he is taking a darker approach to the franchise, and I think that these animatronic designs will suit that perfectly, so I'm so looking forward to that game. Sorry about that random rant there, just wanted to briefly mention it. Just needed to plug FNAF Plus because it's going to be absolutely amazing and I'm so hyped for it. Be sure to let me know your thoughts on FNAF 1 and whether you agree with my thoughts on it or not, and I'll be sure to respond to every single comment. I've only got 3 more FNAF games to cover until we've talked about all the original 6 games, obviously excluding Security Breach and Help Wanted. The remaining FNAF games I need to cover are FNAF 3, Sister Location and Pizza Sim. So if you prefer me to cover one of these games sooner than another, be sure to let me know in the comments and I'll make sure I get them out as soon as I can. Well, that's all for me today then. Have a good day, evening or night, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.